Alright, here are your instructions on how to do a transmission flush. First step, make sure you got your fluid. In this car, it's going to be 12 quarts. Next step, we're going to go to where the transmission cooler lines are. And in this case, we're going to pop one of them off. And we've already removed it. So we grab the hose clamp, move the hose clamp, and then slid the hose off. So it doesn't matter which one, because either this line goes to the cooler this way, or it comes from the cooler out of there. But it doesn't really matter because the machine is going to tell us if we need to switch the hoses. So just get one of them off. Next step, get the adapters that you need. So in that case, it's this one. This male part is going to go into the hose that we pulled. And this other one is actually going to go on the metal line where we pulled the hose from. So you look at what that looks like. Right? So look at that metal hose, or that metal line. We're going to end up slipping a hose on there. We're going to try to anyway.
Lifetime ration.
Yeah! So we went ahead and we installed this adapter onto the rubber hose from earlier. And then we went and installed this rubber hose adapter to the metal line right there. You guys see that metal line? And then we put hose clamps on and we snugged them up. And I'm always a sucker for just trying to slip it on, and sure enough it'll start to leak. So we fully installed the hose clamps and torqued them. So now from here, we're not really sure which one is going in and which one's coming out, but that's okay, because on the machine we're going to look for the ends and we're just going to hook them up, and then the machine will tell if it's in the right direction or not. So that's what we're going to do right now. Alright, you're my model. Hey, where's your glasses, model? They don't seem to want to connect, huh?
No.
There's adapters.
Oh,
So, yeah, both of them. Yeah, I did. That's my job.
You knew the adapter was there the whole time.
Of course.
That's what you told him to do wrong.
So we'll get that one. And I don't even waste time trying to figure out which one's which, because a lot of cars flow different.
Yeah.
Okay, so we just basically, we get them hooked up. Now we're ready, so you think, except how much fluid's in this machine? Yeah. None. And we leave it empty because there's a lot of different types of ATF. So we're going to start filling this machine with your ATF. So that's what we're going to do right now. Alright, let's see if he's got skill. Not a drop.
I already missed.
Not a drop. It can't hit the ground.
I won't hit the ground.
Alright. Not a drop.
Alright.
You dripped some.
Is it on the ground?
Not yet, it's on the back.
Help! Right now. So, okay, that was our last one, right?
Yes, sir.
Was that 13?
Yeah, just about.
Okay, just about 13. We'll cap it.
Okay.
Yes, cap. Alright, will you do us the fine pleasure of hooking those up to the battery cables? Or right to the battery terminals? Okay, now the machine is on. So it's just starting up. I'm going to try to get an angle so we can see. Okay, so I'm going to keep this camera where it can see the screen. Hopefully you guys can see, but I'm going to do a video so you can see later. So what kind of exchange do we want to do? What do you think? Inline or dipstick?
Inline.
We're in line because we're in line with the cooler. That's why we just hooked those adapters up and did all that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So we're going to pick number 1. Now, it's asking us how many quarts do we want to flush. And we looked this one up, and this vehicle holds 12 quarts. And we just put in about 13. So let's go ahead and we could do 12, but since you brought 13, let's go ahead and we'll do 13. Now, if you notice, it's telling us on this side how much is in the used container and how much is in the new. So we have about 17 new. That's because there was a little bit in the machine, not much. Mm-hmm. And then we have tons and tons of room in the used side. So basically this machine's kind of split in half. One side is the new fluid and one side is the old fluid. So as we run the vehicle, old fluid is going to get pushed in from the car to the old side, and then new fluid is going to be drawn out of it, and for every 1 quart that is pulled from the car, it's going to pump 1 quart of new in, and so you guys are going to see that process. So if I press start, what do you think it's going to tell me?
Start the car.
Well, let's see. It's pretty user friendly, so we hit start. Now it says begin exchange after. Option 1, no cleaning. Option 2, 5 minutes, or option 3, 10 minutes. So this is where you'd put some kind of flushy snake oil, you know, detergent kind of stuff in there. It's not recommended by Toyota, so we're going to go with no cleaning. And now we're going to do 13 quarts, and what's this flashing on screen? Who's going to do it? The keys are in it?
I believe so.
Well, if they're not, they should be.
Where's the hot wire?
Okay. All right. Now we better trust our hookups, because if they blow off, it's gonna. Somebody's taking a shower. It's gonna be me because I'm standing over. All right. Well, you don't want to take an ATF one. It's worse than coolant. Do you think somebody's gonna steal it from the shop while you're working on it? Now, you may see some flow and you may not. But we leave it running. Now what's it saying?
Range stop. Voltage is low.
Oh, okay. So let's just go ahead and do stop. Let's do start again. I think it just got freaked out when we started the car. And then we're gonna press start, right? Okay, now just watch. It just pulled 0.1, 0.3, so you can see it's pulling used as we speak, right? Look at those numbers. It's pulled 0.7 of used and pumped in 0.8 new. Now it's 0.8 and 0.8. So basically, it's going to take some and give some. Now, in a little while, you'll notice these hoses are going to start to change. Right now, they both look similar because it hasn't pulled much through. So we'll go ahead and we'll watch.
You got lucky and got them both correct, right?
We did, yeah. We didn't have to switch it. If we had to switch it, it would have told us. All right, so it's just going to keep going until we're all the way up to 13 quarts. Can you guys tell a color difference yet? Yeah, see this one on the left starting to get more red? And I bet if we take a light and shine it through, you'd see it even more. Yeah, so this one looks a little more red, huh? Oh, it's pretty upset about the battery. Recheck our connections. Okay, that's kind of odd. And so now we're gonna continue. I think we just had a bad connection at the battery. So it's just going the same. Now we're gonna pause it until it's done. It'll take another, just another couple minutes. All right, so if you leave one loose, it's on you, so no. So we just got to our complete stage. So we can go ahead, we can shut the car down. I'll show you the next steps. But it's officially flushed. We're just not gonna leave it full for the next guy. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys what to do. You're going to disconnect the hoses. It's going to be drippy. So you got a drain pan under there, right?
Yeah.
So we'll try to keep it as neat as you can, but it's going to be a little bit drippy. Then try not to get much on the floor. You're going to kind of wind them up, and then we're going to bring this over to one of those used oil bins, and we're going to pump the used fluid into the oil bin.
Which oil bin?
The red one, or we could do the big one outside, but we could just do the red one.
Pull one over here?
Yeah, you could do it over here if you wanted. I forgot, I'm going to show you a trick. Start the car back up. Let's check the fluid level. We know it's going to be good because it took out exactly what, I put in exactly what we put out. But in the case that it's not, I'll show you what you can do. You want to get your hands dirty? Pull the dipstick, wipe it, and then reinsert. You got a pretty good aim from the distance. See this? Don't get angry. Pull this to the side. It's alright, I know. I'm just telling you, it's my job to correct you. So you'll notice, it's tough to even read that. You're at least full, so we're gonna take a second look at that. However, here's what we could do. Wipe it again. Let's do another shot. Because if you're over full, this machine can actually correct that. It can add or remove it. So we'll do another wipe on that. Go ahead again. And hold it and get it sideways quick so it doesn't run. Yeah, do you see that? That's actually a hair full. It's just a little over full. It is. It's right about here. So that's okay. We could do that. Watch this.
Put it back in?
Yeah, you can go ahead and do that. So we're gonna go through the menu. I want to get it to see the screen. I'm gonna press 0 for the menu. I'm gonna do. We don't quite want to remove a full quart though. So how about we do number 4 is remove a quart. Yeah, maybe I forget if it works like that. Yeah, I think we have to do remove a quart, but then I think we can manually change it. Remove a quart for number 4. Okay, and then we just do
Then pause it once you have
stop. Okay, so as I saw, we just removed about, I don't know, 0.2 quarts. So let's go ahead and do a recheck on that fluid. Wipe it and reinsert, because we want to be pretty precise on this. Now there's 2 ranges. The first range that's lower on the dipstick is for cold, but your car's plenty warmed up, so we're looking at the hot range. Now, okay, that was about halfway to where we want to be. We need to do a little bit more. So we're going to do the same thing. Okay, we're going to do a 0. We're going to do a remove a quart, which is 4. And then I'm going to do stop. Okay, again. And this is the electronic dipstick mode. So on some cars it's really tough to drain and add fluid, so the machine can do it in line with the cooler. Oh, you know what, man? That's so on the money. We're not even gonna mess with it, huh? That worked. Could you see it? It worked. So that was that function, the electronic dipstick. Now we'll still show you how to drain it. Okay, so at this time we got both hoses off. So what you need to do is remove those adapters and hook your cooler lines back up.
Yeah, I need to make sure I don't get burned.
Yeah, well, if you get burned, that's part of the job. I'll get you the tools and then we'll come back to it.
Oh, you'll be the cool guy.
There's something on
Wait a
his
minute,
hair.
hold on. There's something.
Something up there.
Remember the wrestler's
What is
hat?
that thing?
Wait, don't move, don't freaking move, dude.
There's
it's
something
right down
on there. It's alive.
It's right here.
All right, back to work.
Ooh, my panza.
He's
Oh,
got
my
this.
hands were so slippery.
You could always do a glove change.
Part of the job.
Yeah, part of the job. But
But
there's
then my hands get sweaty and then I can't change them out again.
Bro, I hate
Yeah.
that. Try a career change.
yeah, maybe you should go work at
What do you mean?
Starbucks.
Everything. You know where my hands don't get dirty? At the hospital I work at. My hands don't
Oh
get
yeah,
slippery
that's
there.
your job. Don't have dirty hands at the hospital.
Yeah, well I can't.
You can't
Otherwise
be-
I'll get a disease
Yeah.
from the people.
Yep.
That's not good.
This car's not gonna get you sick. There it goes.
Yeah, it's gonna eat you.
Damn it.
All right, so we're just switching the cooler hoses back to stock. We put the original hose back in its original spot. We're just going in and straightening out that clamp right now. You can just barely see. It's a little dark in there. There we go. Yeah, that light's a great move. You could do this. You got it. You got to talk to it. Ask it to nicely go on there.
Hey, go in, you little... Oh my gosh,
Oh,
came back
you
out.
what? in the-
You see, you were too mean to it.
yeah, you got to talk nice.
I don't know how.
Please?
I thought you were going to do that Super Saiyan thing.
I can't, I can only go
See,
Kale
it's not
can.
about strength. You young bloods, you got a lot of strength and a lot of... You're in good shape, but this needs finesse. Do you have finesse?
A lot of strength.
Gotta see that
Not
finger roll.
We don't need strength, we need finesse.
Alright, I'll try finesse right now.
Alright, finesse it.
Yeah, you got a Steph Curry finger roll.
Alright, you're going to get the next time.
Get it right.
Well, it's getting close, though. But understand, I want it in the same spot it came off of. It's less prone to leak if it's in the exact same spot. So you could do it.
I could try.
You can do it, man.
Sí se puede.
No,
Sí se puede.
squeeze it.
Sí se puede.
Squeeze it.
No, no puedo.
Anything is possible with popsicle.
You don't want any backup, right?
I guess not, no. It'd be nice.
You're losing flat rate hours.
Yeah, you are. You're gonna make any money.
You were gonna make time.
Money!
until then.
Oh my gosh, you didn't get it.
You got close, but it's got to go a little lower. But see, if you grab it right, you can flex it in the direction that it'll line up and go down.
He's getting so frustrated.
I'm not getting frustrated. It's just, I can't.
This,
Yeah, a little.
you're smarter than the machine. You just have to believe it. It's easy. Everybody can do it until the tools are in their hands, and then they can't. But everybody is over here talking all kinds of trash, but you don't see them doing it. So it's there, right? I think you're in the spot.
Yeah.
All right, you're looking good. It's on the money. So now at this time,
Sorry.
we're gonna drain the old fluid. All right, so we've got the power hooked up still. Go ahead and wiggle them. It didn't seem to take.
I heard a beep.
Yeah, but then it let go. I think it's the black one. Okay. So now, you guys remember what we're supposed to do here?
We're gonna be taking out the old one, right?
Right. So we're gonna go to
Zero.
menu, which is the 0. That's right. So 0, and then
More.
we don't want to find the machine, so we're gonna go down for more. Drain use tank, right? So 7. Now it says connect an open-ended drain hose to the red service hose. That's an open-ended hose. That's an open-ended hose to the red drain hose, right?
You're already there, Mom. Oh, you need the adapter.
I need the
Oh my
Right,
goodness. The adapter?
These don't look
No,
like this.
here, give me that one.
Should be good.
Yeah, push that one in. There you go. Did it pop
Now,
out?
aim that down in the bucket. Aim it down in the bucket.
Don't sit back, Kelly.
You're good. You're good. You're good. Come on.
There.
Boom.
Okay. Freaking hybrids. You can't even hear them. Okay, now it's aimed down in the bucket. So you ready? It says press start to begin. And it says disconnect the black service hose. So let's just disconnect the adapter. Pull that. Okay, good. Okay, and then it says, oh, the cable's wiggled. Yep, get that thing straight. Okay, so we're gonna get back to where we were. Menu, down, 6, no 7, thank you. And then start, you ready? So when I hit start,
Is it not connected? Correctly?
keep it down. Let's find out. Let me pause it. Yeah, it looks pretty well connected. Let's try that again.
Here's the fluid right here.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
It was just
It was
coming.
on the way up.
Okay. It was coming. We were just rechecking it because we don't need to take a shower today. We only take a shower once a month.
For Gio.
Going opposite direction.
That's interesting. Okay, so you know what? We're gonna flip it to the black hose.
Well, I thought it said the red hose.
It did, but something's weird with that. Maybe they got switched at the machine. Okay, and then adapter swap it.
Oh my good. There you go.
No, the other one.
Let go,
That
let
one. I need that one.
No, it could be the same. Either one's
Really?
good.
It's not
Yeah.
setting it. Oh, there it goes.
Yeah. Well.
My bad.
Okay.
Put it on.
So we're gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna get started with 0 down.
You should go both of them just in case.
Drain use tank 7.
Both of them.
Yeah, it does say to do it the other way, but something's weird with that.
There we go.
Okay. I have no explanation for you, other than this is working. So that's your old fluid. A little different than your new fluid.
What is it supposed to smell like? Like just not.
It should smell like ATF, but if you smell like kind of like a rotten smell, it's clutch material burning inside the transmission.
Like how it kind
That
of
just
smells
happens.
now?
Yeah, that's a little bit of clutch. What makes it dark isn't dirt. The transition fluid doesn't get dirty. That's small bits of clutch material from the clutch's wearing. Every time you shift, the clutch slips a little and it wears just a little. It's normal. That's what happens. Now, if it was abnormal, it'd be a lot darker and nastier smelling and kind of thick and kind of sludgy.
So then would you say it was about time anyways?
Yeah, it was
About by
time
looking
because
at
you
the
didn't even
color.
know when it was flushed. And so, yeah, now you know when it was, so you should note it down.
Yeah.
So that way you know when it should be flushed. And the newer cars are non-serviced. You're not even really supposed to flush it, although it may still be a good idea. It depends on who you listen to. And so we're just going to drain it, and then we'll be good, and then we'll put the machine back. And that's the whole job.